is make a copy of what these changes that you made, and give it a new, and just create a whole new piece of armor. So I just clicked yes. Now let's search for a weapon. Alright. Now I clicked the all right here in the object window, and I'm using the filter. Using the filter is really useful, and I'll show you why in a minute, especially related to your naming conventions. So I'm looking at these weapon names, and see there's a little speaker icon to the left. Now all these are sounds. Alright. These are all sounds, but you can see my other tutorial on how to add sounds. We're looking for a weapon. And the let's see if I remember correctly. Yeah, here we go. The naming convention for most of the weapons is just WEP, the first 4 letters of weapon. So you'll go in here, and we got our super combat armor. Now let's create a super 10mm machine gun. Another, since this just came up, I'll go ahead and cover this. A lot of times the Geck will give you these errors. I mean, you gotta, one thing to understand about the Geck is that this is a system and a software that was based around an entire network that Bethesda used. Not sure if you're familiar with game development, software integration and development networks, but one of the reasons world space creation is sort of difficult and buggy on the Geck is a lot of the world space functions were related to a network at Bethesda. So when you get these errors, whatever they end up saying, some of them say, you know, yes to all. Some of them you want to click ignore. But it's either yes to all or ignore. And those errors aren't usually caused by anything you've done. They're just errors, okay? It's not gonna ruin your mod, anything like that. So here we have our weapon dialog, and what's the first thing I'm gonna do? I'm gonna type my naming convention in there, and I'm gonna type in Super SMG. And then as the name that's going to show up in the game, I'm going to type in Super SMG. Now you can change many aspects here, just like in any other thing. You can change 50 round clip. You can change the health. I'll change it to 500. Damage. Let's go crazy and put 50. Ammo use 1. Number of projectiles 2. I'll just put 1. Fire rate is 10. We'll put 15. You can change your critical percentage multipliers, the range, the effective range of the weapon, how many action points it takes to use. I'll put 30 instead of 20. And there's these little flags you can change. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory. Some of them are kind of cryptic. So I won't get into that. Just the main stuff for a beginner would be right here in the how much it weighs, how much health, the fire rate, the value, which I'll change to 1200, the damage and ammo use, critical damage, stuff like that. If you're wanting to make custom weapons for yourself, that's easy to do. And if you really wanted to get creative, you could go in and change the attack sounds, which is on the second tab right next to game data, called art and sound. And you go in here and you select a sound, and there's all kinds of sounds, and they have their own little naming conventions. The AMB, that stands for ambient. All right. The next set is DRS, and that is going to be like doors and stuff like that, lockers and stuff like that. FST, this is going to be footsteps. Okay, if you wanted to make your gun bullet sound like footsteps, you could do that. And then there's these effects right here, explosion sounds of all different types. Got your musics. Anything that starts with MUS is music. NPC, these are sounds that the creatures make or humans make, whether they're fighting or idle and all that stuff. But the sounds you're looking for weapons are going to be all the way down at the bottom, under, I believe, yeah, WPN, weapon. So you can change your sounds. Each weapon has a 2D sound and a 3D sound, whether it's in VATS or not. So and some weapons only have a 2D sound, and some weapons only have a 3D sound. It just depends. So I'm not going to change